Hello everyone, welcome back. So this will be the first Nihilus DeadSpace Anomaly that I'll be participating in. Should be fun. I expect the new map to be very pretty. I've seen screenshots of it and well, looks pretty good. This will be the first time that I'll see it with my own screen over here. So let's jump in and let's see what's going to be waiting for us on the other side. Now first, the gate here does look a lot different from the other gates that we have in the game. Very curious to see how will they implement wormholes. I think that's still in the production plan. We will see. Overall, I think the Nihilus space will be fun, especially for PvP. Now, the new B-type, A-type and X-type modules are also in the game. Haven't seen a lot of A-types, but I think they are being produced as I record here. B-types are extremely expensive. Not quite sure if I can actually afford a module like that just yet. They're actually more expensive than some battleships, especially faction battleships. I've seen a large B-type booster go for like 8 billion, which is ridiculous. Alright, jumping in. This is a nice little new jumping animation. And well, here we are. System called... yeah. The system name is very interesting. The map here does not work, by the way, and local doesn't work as well. So you're pretty much blind in those aspects. Let me quickly approach the Guardian. Now the game here is running at super high resolution, super high settings, and as you can see, it is getting a little bit slower here, but the scenery and the background is gorgeous. It looks very good. Now, I think this might be laggy for a lot of players. And I'm already planning to buy a new device very soon. I'm most likely going to get a Samsung Tab S6 or S7, or might, be patient and wait for the upcoming S8 with the AMD graphics, which will be fun. So definitely will not have any performance issues once when I change devices. And I can tell you, the phone here is heating up. Oh man. First I thought that you might be able to mine those ice fields in the background, those icy rocks, but apparently you can't mine them just yet. Will be fun when they introduce that. I mean, industry needs to get something right. And this is a tier 6 DeadSpace. Only cruisers are allowed to enter the gate. That's one of the things that I forgot to mention. Each of these tiers, especially for example in this case tier 6, you can enter with ships up to a cruiser. For example, tier 8, 7, 8, 9 and 10 can support even battleships. Also to add, the gates can collapse if you jump in and out very often, quite often. So you really need to be careful. And what is this? Covered storage blocking device. Now I've heard that you need keys for this, so hopefully we will get keys from these NPCs or from the crates that are floating around. Overall, this is, for me, at the moment, completely unknown territory. This is the first time I'm actually in one of these sites. Well, actually, technically the second time. The first time I was exploring. I think I stumbled upon a mining field, asteroid field. You will see that video very soon. It will be a quite chill journey. We'll be playing around with my probe cover tops, and we'll be learning to scan, and we'll be also giving out some tips and tricks that you can use with those little ships. Alright, I see Shadow Serpentis Daredevil and Shadow Serpentis vigilant. They are approaching. Now I don't like these elite ships. They are scary. They have webs, scramblers, and other things that are very nasty. And of course you have this debuff that you get when you enter this space, in this case 20% slower capacity regeneration speed. So this Nosferatu that I have equipped will help me, although I think it will be quite useful. You can get all sort of buffs and debuffs in this space. Okay, and let's focus on that. Yeah, I think only one elite ship left. They will of course drop very nice modules. Spawn rate of DeadSpaces was also reduced quite a bit. That should improve it should increase the price of DeadSpace modules. As they become rarer, they will jump up in price. And of course the new ones, A, B and X types, also they are currently extremely expensive. You can expect their price to gradually decrease. Now I might be wrong on this, but their price also might be the same. Depends on how many DeadSpace anomalies are being completed. And of course, slowly as some modules get destroyed in combat, the number of the modules on the market will be reduced, so their price might go up. I mean, if they do, then the Cinnabal will be like 15 billion ISK in worth, so it will be a very expensive ship. And currently the differences between C, A, B types isn't that great. Well, actually there's a difference definitely, but it's not worth the price of the B and A type modules. I guess if you're like extremely rich in the game, I know people say that I'm rich. I'm not. Like, what's like 8.8 billion? That's nothing. I know people that have 200 billion ISK in their wallets. If you're like super rich like that, then you can afford those modules. I mean, why not? You will fly very fancy ships in that case. But over here I am flying mostly C-types over here, so a pretty, quotation marks, a cheap Cinnabal. Although there is nothing cheap about faction cruisers, but Cinnabal is the cheapest that you can find around, and well, it gets the job done. Okay, well, we have finished the first room, and that means it will be time to progress towards the gate. It will be rush towards the hills, in this case run towards the gate. Now the background, I have to admit, like the background is very pretty. They did a good job at making this space be attractive. Now if only this would run a little bit better, but it's okay. Going towards the gate. We are doing a little drag race over here, and I'm kind of winning here. All these ships are kind of slower than a Cinnabal. Well, actually, I admit defeat. Our Vigilant was first to hit the gate, so technically I am second place. Okay, orbiting the Vigilant. Something just exploded next to me. I have no idea what that was. And waiting for the crew to arrive at the gate, then we can progress towards the next room. Now I'm very curious to see what the upcoming updates will bring. In a month we will get Arena. I'm very excited for that. I'll play that, obviously. And we are getting Sister of Eve ships and Mortal Legion, so I'm saving up my ISK for that. Alright, jumping in at the next part, over here, next room. Let's see what's waiting for us over here. Now when you jump through the gates over here, you don't have cloak when you spawn in. And that might be a problem, because, well, not technically a problem, you just have to be careful. You lose a couple seconds when you jump in from the animation. So if there is someone waiting for you on the other end, they have a upper hand. They can easily tackle you, and they can easily be on top of you very quickly. Okay, orbiting the Guardian, locking on all targets, and we'll start to blast ships. Now this is the second room. I'm not quite sure how many rooms we have. And if I remember correctly, we will stumble upon a little problem in one of the next rooms. And when we reach that part, I'll definitely have a lot of questions about what was going on. Although I kind of already know the answer, just will ask for verification purposes, just to be 100% sure about what was going on at that time. Now this map here looks a little bit different, or it might be just that the novelty of this map is kind of hitting. But as you can see in the background, you have a lot of you still have a lot of ice asteroids, ice clusters, ice fields. Currently kind of don't know how to call them, but yeah. And it looks, again, it looks amazing. They did a fantastic job, and this phone over here supposedly supports like Dimensity 1200. That supposedly this thing supposedly has ray tracing. I have no idea if this game supports that. It's something fresh in this on these chips, so we will see. Okay, there is the next gate. Seems like it is already opened. Someone already opened it, or well, it's open by default. 14 ships jumped in. It's a good thing that you can see what's on the field, on the overview, above the eye icon. 14 ships spawned in. Should be very easy to spot players, unless they are cloaked. Now, when I was in the asteroid field, on my little Covertops roam, I found out that I got uncloaked out of the blue. Like nothing was close to me, I just got uncloaked. Not quite sure if there was another player in the system. I think I was alone, but I think you were going to see that in the in one of the next parts. This Daredevil going down. Daredevils, when they come within 20-kilometer range, they're easy targets. Tracking on this Anomaly is pretty good. I don't have to worry about them orbiting me. That also includes player flown Daredevils. They simply, if they get within 20-kilometer, 22-kilometer range from me, they are pretty much an easy target. I can easily hit most of the faction frigates. The only faction frigate that's a problem for me is the Dramiel. That little thing is slippery and very hard to hit. Especially with the afterburner, if they start to orbit you at, let's say, 15 or 17 kilometers, they can be a problem. Drones eat them alive, but with turrets, you might have a problem. Okay, 6 of these ships left, 5. So far, this is a pretty chill DeadSpace. I expect nice loot out of this. As always, I expect nice loot out of this. I mean, it's not like I need desperately ISK at the moment. Will not complain about being broke. I mean, you know that I'm joking when I say that I'm broke, when I clearly am not. I can buy a fully fitted Macariel currently, so ISK not a problem. I'm literally saving for the upcoming ships. Potentially saving for a dreadnought, although I think I'll be flying that if my corp builds one for me. Will be used for fleets only. I mean, can you imagine flying a dread in solo PvP? It's not gonna end well. The siege weapons are not going to have good tracking. Even battleships will be able to speed tank those, so that will be fun. Carriers, yeah. When they drop, I'm getting one of those as well. Super capitals or motherships, yeah, getting them most likely. Depends if I will have enough ISK for those ships. And Titans, yeah, not gonna fly those. I'll leave that up to my corporation. If I get the chance to fly them on a test server, I will. But on the live server, not quite interested in Titans that much. It will be fun to shoot them, that's for sure, but to fly them, I don't know. Okay, the next wave of ships spawned in. Seems like they spawned in quite far away. And we'll focus on the, yeah, that daredevil going in for the tackle. Let's shoot it down first, and then we will go and focus on the next closest ship. That might be the Vigilant, or that might be that frigate. Now, I am getting interested in flying logistic cruisers, logistic frigates. So they might be next on the line. And I know people want me to hop in the RB covertops too. I have one ready. It's just the nostalgic feeling that I have with flying the RB covertops one is still there. I've been through a lot with that ship. That ship saw some combat and I had some very nice fights with it. Oh, and I almost forgot, 420 kill marks on the Cinnabal. That means a special part coming out very soon. Can't wait for that. We'll try to find the best fights that I've ever had in my Cinnabal, and we'll make a little compilation about that. I mean, this ship does deserve to get a special part only for it, because this Cinnabal also has been through a lot. Basically, the day after I lost my Phantasm, I already had my Cinnabal ready, and that's when I decided to switch to it. And I can tell you, best decision that I've done regarding the ships that I fly. Phantasm is amazing. It got nerfed like 2 times, unfortunately. It's still a good ship, still very tanky, but it's not what it used to be before. Of course, I'm not saying it's bad. It's a good ship still. If you like to fly Phantasm, then keep on flying it. It's a very good ship. But it didn't quite work for me. I just needed a ship that has a lot more DPS and a ship that's just fast. Phantasm has a very good afterburner, well, afterburner bonuses at least, so you will not be disappointed with that ship's velocity. 2 km per second with the afterburner. That's what I've achieved on the test server with the Phantasm a while ago. With the Cinnabal 2.8, but that's pretty much without any targeting rigs, without any auxiliary thruster rigs. So not kind of fair to compare them, but the Cinnabal still incredibly quick. Now I might drop the targeting rigs very soon. Actually, I don't know. I might need a secondary Cinnabal. I already have like 3 or 4 or 5, some of the 5 Cinnabals like sitting in a hangar somewhere. I might take one of them. But I'm kind of saving those ships as well as stocks, kind of, because when I need ISK, I just sell a Cinnabal and I just get the ISK that I need. So we will see what will happen. I'm definitely going to need ISK for the upcoming ships. And I know, I bought a Macariel. Yes, I did. It was worth it. Those ships are also pretty nice. I love it. Now the nanocores, I don't know. I'm most likely not getting a nanocore. That's most likely, not saying that I will not, depends on the situation. And as I got carried away talking, my apologies. We finishing up with this. This might be the last wave for this room, and then we will go towards the next gate, and then we will continue to I think to be the 3rd room. Yeah, it should be the 3rd room. Overall, it's generally like a ordinary DeadSpace with different background, and of course, overall a totally different system. And this is basically a unknown system. They say this is in another galaxy that's close to the New Eden galaxy, so that's interesting. And you have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 of these crates over here that you can loot. Alright, nice. There is the next gate, 155 kilometers away from us. And we are going to go and burn to the next gate, and we will go towards the next room. Now, in EVE Online, you can actually get stuck in these systems if you forget probes or if the wormhole collapses on you. Over here, I'm not quite sure if you can get stuck in these systems. It would be awesome if you could get stuck. I know that sounds weird. That sounds kind of counterproductive. Why would you want to get stuck? Well, let me explain. It would add a bit of it would add definitely depth to the whole system over here, and it would also add more risk. And EVE is all about the risk, so that would be entertaining, because you know that you can get stuck if you don't have probes. And the only way for you to get out is for someone else to find the way in and open the gates up for you. Now, let's see if that's the case over here. We already jumped. All of our ships already jumped through a couple of these gates, so it would be nice if they would add some form of information about when the gate will collapse, because currently I have no idea what's the state of the gate of the system. So it might crash, it might collapse anytime soon, or the thing that's kind of announcing when it will collapse, maybe that's the blue thing over there in the middle of the map. It might be that, I have no idea. Okay, we are on to the next room, orbiting around the Guardian, and we are shooting down the next wave of enemy ships. Now, it might be just me, but the center over there kind of changed. It shines a little bit more. I'm getting a little bit worried, not quite sure what that's supposed to mean. Maybe that's just how the map looks. And this also looks very pretty. A lot of details are definitely around here. Now, I think there's also a little bit of glitching going on here. As you can see, the color kind of changed there for a moment. So I still think there is more optimization that they need to do for these maps, which I'm sure that they will do. They already improved performance quite a bit, at least for my potato device over here. Okay, that was one down. Let's go on to the next target. This is Serpentis space where we're at, and this is Serpentis enemies. Now, I'm not quite sure if you can find other ship classes or other faction ships. Maybe the Guristas will be next. Not quite sure. It would be fun if we could open up more gates from here and just end up at the other part of the galaxy. It also that also might be a feature. Not quite sure if you can actually do that. So this is where I have to ask some questions. Now, these gates over here are closed for us. They supposedly need a key. Now, we did not find any key in this room, and we did not find any key in the previous rooms. So I've heard that you need to continue, but from a different system. So basically, what I've been told is that you have to find the gates, the same gate that lead to this system over here from a totally different system in the original galaxy. So that means we will have to travel, and we will have to find these gates that will lead and that will open up more paths. I know that sounded very confusing. It's confusing for me as well. Still kind of trying to figure out if we did something wrong here, or if it's just how this should work. Also a question, is that supposed, let's say, that imaginary Nihilus gate that leads to the system close to the original system where we found the original gate, or could it be literally at the at the other end of the galaxy? Still a lot of things that I don't know about these new systems, so we'll definitely learn how this works. because I don't know, I had fun doing this. Definitely kind of refreshing to see a totally different and totally new map. Now, I've also heard that you can find Inquisitor and Scout anomalies this way, although I already found a couple of them that are normal. So things definitely have gotten interesting over here. And well, this was the last wave over here. The gate over the two gates that you can see here are closed, and we did not find any key. We literally went through all of the containers, all of the racks a couple times, and well, we did not find anything. So yeah, this was a fun little ride. Interesting new map, although laggy, but I'm sure that the developers will fix that. And well, with that being said, hope that you have enjoyed. And with that being said, stay safe, fly safe, and I'll see you next time.